Hi everyone! For today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I've actually been waiting to do this video all school year, and thankfully when the time came I remembered. So today I'm going to be doing my sophomore year reflection video. If you are wondering, no, I did not do one for freshman year. This is the first time I am doing this. So obviously, as you can tell by the title of this video, I just completed my sophomore year of high school. It was not the greatest, I will say. Some people will say that sophomore year was bad, some people will say that junior year was bad. This was probably one of my worst school years since the 5th grade, I'm not gonna lie. So to give you guys a little bit of background, my freshman year was pretty good. Academically and socially, things were going well, and then the summer things sort of slowed down a bit. I didn't have a bad summer or anything, but I got bored really easily, and so I often thought about school. I kind of became like really motivated for sophomore year, and I was like, this is gonna be my year. I created some goals for myself, which included getting straight A's, joining a club, making more friends. So I'm gonna go over the classes I took. In my school, we have 9 periods a day, so there's no block scheduling or anything. So pretty much when the semester changed, only my electives were changing and my core classes and my language stayed the same. I took all college prep courses except for my math class, which was an honors class. So I took Algebra 2 honors, 10th grade English, Spanish 3, American Studies 2, Chemistry, Health, Driver's Ed, Fashion Design, and Aquatics. Yes, I had to take an aquatics class. Every year they require us to take PE, but in 10th grade they require you to jump in the pool. It wasn't the worst class ever, but I don't really see a reason for them having us take it. We did learn some like survival skills, but that was pretty much it. So anyways, next I'm gonna give you the rundown of what my everyday life was like. First day of school, I woke up late. The first 2 weeks of school, I was getting a lot of like bad vibes and just feelings of anxiety, although there was nothing really for me to be afraid of, and at the same time I didn't mind going to school every day, but I just kind of had a bad feeling, and I took it as if I was just pretty used to freshman year and that I'd eventually adjust. But I didn't adjust for a really long time. It took me over a quarter of the school year to like realize that this was the new normal and to accept it. I constantly wanted to go back to freshman year. I would think about it almost every day for the first quarter of the school year. I would just think of my classes and the people in them and the way things were, just like the vibe that I got from freshman year, because I think it's because I enjoyed it so much. One of the things I did realize this year is that you can't live in the past. There were many occasions of this school year where I constantly just like wanted to go back to the past, and you can't do that. Once I got used to things and things started becoming normal, there was still a lot of the mornings of the school year where I would just wake up completely like depressed. It would be for no reason too. Like I didn't have to have a test or some event that day that was gonna bring me down. And you know, like that's something that's common with many people. You know, you wake up and you're not in a good mood because you don't want to wake up at 5:30 in the morning and go to school. But for me, like it was a different feeling than just the typical, ugh, I don't want to go to school. There were a couple mornings where I would nearly cry, or I actually would cry, but I would suck it up. I would pretty much tell myself, hopefully this is all gonna be worth it one day. But that was that. If that depressed you, you're probably about to get even more depressed by me talking about my academics. So my academics. I did not do well this school year. I did the worst, in fact, that I've ever done in my entire life, and I'm not proud. My GPA fell a lot. My chemistry class really ruined me. I had a really cool teacher for chemistry, and we did fun things that, you know, I will miss, like setting the table on fire all the time, messing around with liquid nitrogen. Those were good times, but chemistry was probably one of the hardest classes that I've ever taken in my entire life. I could not pick up on things quickly, and so therefore I did not do well in that class. I didn't really like most of my teachers. I did adjust to all of their teaching styles throughout the year, but I did like my freshman year teachers a lot better. Even my Spanish class got a little tough. I took my 3rd year of Spanish this year, and there was a lot of grammar things involved in it. Like I got really good at conjugating, but the grammar got a little bit difficult. My Spanish teacher was always complaining about how she didn't like her job. She would mumble things all the time, and it was just not a good environment. My English teacher always lost our work. American Studies was quite easy. Another problem also with like me losing my motivation and stuff is that I got really lazy this school year. It got really bad too. I kind of wish that I picked my head up a little more in the beginning of the year because maybe that would lead me on a better path. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was clubs. I did join a club this year. Not gonna say the name, but pretty much in this club we would create a magazine based on fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. We did photo shoots for it and wrote articles, but I pretty much became the fashion director, so I edited people's articles and came up with ideas, and I helped with the fashion and any of our photo shoots. At the end of the year we had a fashion show, and I do feel like I was very involved in that. I did a lot for it, and I will be continuing that next year. So that was a good part of the year. I met a lot of really nice people. The next thing I wanted to talk about was my social life. I am a generally nice person. I try to be nice to people. I try to be there for people. And I will say this right now, I have a lot of, I guess, friends or people I talk to. It's not that hard for me to make friends. And I feel like without having someone to talk to in most of my classes, I don't really know like how this year would have went down for me. I mean, of course I didn't like this school year, but having friends definitely makes school a better environment. However, there was a lot of drama that I'm not going to get into, but there was a decent amount of drama and I really didn't want to get myself involved in it, but it just kind of happened. I attended many school events, went to almost all of the home football games. I went to homecoming, also events for the club I was in. I also attended a lot of Sweet 16s this year, which of course are like outside of school, but sophomore year is when a lot of my friends turned 16. I had a lot of boy problems this year. I'm not really gonna get into them, but it's over now. I'm fine, I'm living, and let's just say everything ended up on a good note. Anyways, that was pretty much how my sophomore year went down. One of the biggest things I learned is that you cannot live in the past. The past is what makes you who you are today, but things are never going to be the same. I also learned to appreciate the good times before they disappear because you can never get them back. You are gonna have a slump year in high school, whether it's sophomore or junior year for most people. That doesn't mean you're ruined for the rest of high school though. I mean, look at me, I lived. My plans for junior year are to obviously be more motivated and get better grades and bring my GPA up because I can't really afford to do any more damage at the moment. I did mess up my sophomore year, so I can't really mess up my junior year, especially because it's a really important year. Anyways, sophomore year, you sucked. This summer, I'm gonna put a lot more focus on YouTube because I kind of neglected YouTube during my sophomore year. I didn't want to do anything. I had no motivation. I really want to focus on making good content for you guys now. So that was my reflection on my sophomore year of high school. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!